Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Masses32210. Have you ever wanted a large pet? Or do you like doing puzzles? Something entertaining with your kids? Well, I've got the perfect idea. I seen this on Instructables.com. I can't remember the exact author's name, but he was ingenious with CAD design and wanted to do something large for him and his little boy to put together. Everybody's seen those little wooden puzzles. They're made of balsa wood, real thin. When you get done assembling the little 3D wooden object, you know it's usually maybe 6 inches tall max. A bunch of intricate little pieces. Well, this guy decided to do a wooden dinosaur, and since like 8/1 of 2010, I came across this on Instructables.com. The gentleman was nice enough to upload it with the PDF file and the CAD file. So what I did was I printed out everything he had online and had it put on transparencies. And this is basically what it's going to end up being like, is a 3D wooden dinosaur. Well, his is approximately like 6 foot tall. The one thing I love is everything that he done. You can kind of see, I have it here in my little scrapbook. Everything was ready to print out. So what I did was I went ahead and printed everything out, all the intricate pieces, and he had everything wonderfully labeled, everything set up perfect. And what I did was, let's see, went down to my local Office Max and turned around and got them done on transparencies. All the pieces are ready to go, ready to be cut out. So the only thing I needed was the transparencies for a project, or you can go get the wooden balsa kit, punch all the pieces out and lay them right on top of your transparency machine. Only other thing you would need is plywood. I chose, I believe, 5/8 sheathing. I didn't want to go 3/4, but cost kind of limited me, so I believe the 5/8 was perfect enough. If you see behind me, what we got here. Well, alright guys, this is probably 2 hours, give or take, to trace all this out. This is 2 sheets of 5/8 plywood. I believe this is a sheathing. I felt like it was going to be good enough for what I'm doing. There is a couple of little things I wanted to show you. Something to please be aware of if you are going to try this. It's nothing super major, but something to keep in mind. Right here, what I'm showing you, this is piece 24, and everything of mine is numbered. So that, because I do have the diagram to how to assemble this. If you notice right here and here, this is the points to where it comes down. Basically, if you weren't going to make it a cutout, it would come straight through. This cutout is where the pieces are going to slip within each other. If you notice, I only have a small mark here, a line, and a small mark. This is what it's telling me, is this is where the pieces are going to come and intersect into each other. But trace part of this out. Do not cut this out when you're cutting everything out. And the reason is, you want to accommodate this slot to what material you're using. Like, I know I'm using 5/8, so what I'll end up doing is once I get all these pieces super rough cut, get them ready for the bandsaw, I'm going to cut a little template strip. Basically, I'll do it like off one of these edges so I know the flat is perfectly bottom. Sorry guys, that's tiredness. The bottom is perfectly flat, and what I'll do is use that as a guide to redraw the line in here, so that way I know it's all these marks wherever they are. Let's see, like see this one? Or any of the other variations. Here we go, we got another one there. On every piece they're going to be like this. I want to make sure that every slot is exactly 5/8, if not just a hair under, so I can get a nice snug fit. I don't know what else. If you're going to buy a jigsaw, if you don't have one already, please go out and buy quality. Let me see if I can find my piece of garbage. Believe it or not, after years of collecting tools and buying them, I have started buying better brand names. Ryobi, I'm not sure the exact model. This Ryobi is pure garbage. If you ever see them where they have, if you ever see them where they have this little 0 to 3, it's basically 4 different settings for different materials to cut. Don't get this model. This is pure garbage. The reason I say it's garbage, it doesn't matter what you do. When you cut with this, you'll never get a perfect 90-degree cut. But that's why I said I'm going to trim these pieces, get them ready for my bandsaw, and I'd rather just use that old vintage bandsaw. Works better than anything. Alright, let me get these pieces down. I'll take them outside of my sawhorses, get them all rough cut, and I'll see you out the bandsaw. Well, alright guys, it's been about 2 hours roughly just to rough cut all the pieces. Once I rough cutted them, to get a little bit cleaner edge than a jigsaw, what I did was use my bandsaw so far. There might be a couple pieces that are going to be a little too large for my bandsaw, but we're going to try to do them. This is the first piece that I cut out. Now if you notice, there's no connecting slot yet, and like I've said, my line is drawn. I know the approximate depth that it needs to go to, and I will make sure that the width of this cut is going to be just a hair smaller than the actual thickness, so that way everything fits nice and together. And like I said, the major thing always, make sure you keep your pieces numbered so you know what goes where. Alright, let's get a little bit more cut and we'll get back to this. Well guys, this is the final clip of this video. I'm sorry I didn't show the assembly process. I have, let's see, I put in about 8 hours yesterday. I have probably 12 or 13 hours in this Dinosaur. Just out of curiosity, I was wondering about the height of them. I kind of wanted to go at least 7 foot. So we brought the tape out to see what the magic numbers were going to reveal. Total, we're looking at about 67 inches, so about 5 foot 7 inches. Let me see if I can get y'all a little closer. Check this bad boy out. If you notice, the only thing I didn't do was there's supposed to be a couple of holes cut out. You can probably barely faintly see them. There's one there and there's like one there in the head. I just didn't feel like cutting them out, I'll be honest. After cutting wood for the last 2 days, this was definitely not something that I really felt like doing today. I got home around 2:30, and that's all I've done since 2:30 was just cut wood. Bandsaw, that old Montgomery Ward I have, definitely awesome. So from 2:30 to 6:36, I've been cutting wood and assembling it, and literally it just snaps together. There's nothing really difficult about it. Let me take this off the tripod. Let me walk you up closer, and I'll kind of show you what I mean by slip together. If you notice, this joint is cut from here to here, and this is cut from here to here on the head, and they just slip together. Do you remember what I was saying about keeping the joints tight? I did goof up on a couple pieces, I'm gonna admit. The worst I have is this one. If you notice, I had to put like a little shim nail to keep that piece in. For the most part, it can be taken apart just like the actual puzzle and reassembled. What I'm going to do is actually take my brad nailer and put brads in this, because I want this to stay as one whole piece. I thought it was definitely unique. It's definitely something you're not going to see every day, so I was like, why not? The only thing I do recommend, if you want to go a little bit heavy duty, is, if nothing else, the legs. Definitely do 3/4 inch plywood. Stiffens it up a lot. I didn't do it on mine. I just kind of used the entire 2 sheets that I had of the 5/8 sheathing. I was trying to save some money. I have, like, right now I believe it's 45 bucks in this, give or take. About right around $45 just in the materials to cut the plywood itself. But I thought it was definitely kind of cool. Like I said, you start out with a transparency, and I have mine set up in the book, and this is kind of cool. If you go on Instructables.com and just type in wooden 3D dinosaur, and this should hopefully pop up, and it kind of gives you an idea how to put it together. If you notice, number 11 through 18, and you literally go 11, 12, 13 all the way to get 18. And what I did here is actually I started, if you notice, this starts at, for the top rib is 24 and works down to 19. Everything is kind of self-explanatory. The one thing I will say is, if you're planning this, the guy does give you a PDF file, or it's supposed to be CAD, and this is the one I used. I just blew this one up, and all mine are, every one of these pieces on transparency. Now if you want to build this 50 foot tall, it's actually not, sorry, I'm not going to say it's not possible. It is actually very possible, because just like all these individual pieces that make this up, I actually have, as you see, every single thing on transparency, every single piece. So I could literally blow this up as big as I wanted, and this is the main page that I used, but you can literally make this big as you want. I originally was hoping, honestly, for 10 foot, but now I look at this giant T-Rex and I'm like, why not? It's something different, you know. As far as finishing him, I always love natural wood color. I don't know, either I'm going to leave him the natural wood color, or I have some brown, I think it's brown, or some color stain. I thought about doing that, maybe some polyurethane, make him kind of shine a little. I don't know yet. My biggest thing right now is I'm going to find room in the shop so I can put him off to the side, because he is going to stay in here for now. The kids, one of my oldest ones, have already seen this, and she tripped out. She couldn't believe it. Daddy built a dinosaur. So you never know. With little ones, she might want this in her room. She is. What I am going to definitely do is redo these legs in 3/4 to strengthen them up. Or if I don't do them at a 3/4, I do have some, I think it's like 3/4 by 3/4 pieces of wood. I might put some, like right here, just run a strip down the center of the legs and screw it together or something, just to give it more strength in the legs so it is stable. And like I said, I'm going to actually go ahead and bride nail this whole thing together. Well, let me know what y'all think, guys, in the comments. I guess I'm one of those kids that never grew up. I like building big toys. I don't know. I have fun. This is why I love my shop, Chop Shop Customs. See my little logo back there? It's like years ago. I ended up getting this tattoo done, and a lot of people ask me what does the skull and the tools mean. I started out working on stuff. I'll probably end up dying working on something. It's just having fun and you being creative in life and using your mind to actually, you know, serve a purpose. If nothing else, if it's not something useful, at least put your mind to use and build something with your bare hands. Let's go back to kind of to the old days of things were made by hand instead of store-bought. Believe me this, if you could store-buy this, you're not gonna get it for no $45 in materials. That would probably, at least this would be probably, I'm guessing, in the $300 range. If it was CNC routed, machine cut out, etc., and even shipped to you with a weight, you're gonna have to assemble it. So think about it, guys. Let me know what you think. Hey, as always, give me thumbs up, comments in the below in the section, please. Let me know your thoughts and ideas. If you do have a negative comment, please just explain to me why. I always like to know the reasons why, and let me have a chance to comment back. Thank you, guys, and always please rate, subscribe. Y'all have a good one.